Hello everyone, it's Enigma here, and today I want to talk about some more Banjo-Kazooie. This is a video I wanted to make for a while now, but I didn't get the chance to make it because, there's been a lot of, other rumors and stuff I wanted to make for videos, but now I want to talk about the possibility of us finally getting a comeback to Banjo-Kazooie. Yes, I know that he finally made his Smash Brothers appearance, but could we be seeing more from Banjo-Kazooie, like maybe a new Banjo-Kazooie game, or maybe a Banjo-Kazooie HD remake, or even Rare Replay on the Switch? Who knows? And I kind of want to cover whether or not I think this could happen, and some rumors that has been going around about the possibility of a Banjo-Kazooie sequel in development. There's been a lot of rumors. I know I'm kind of late to this, but there's been other videos I've wanted to talk about, and there's just been a whole lot of stuff popping up these past few weeks. But now I want to get to talking about it. So on Amazon, there has been multiple Banjo-Kazooie Nintendo Switch listings on the website, as you can see right now. It says Banjo-Kazooie Arbitizdo. Obviously, this is a different language, but if you can see on the bottom, it says Nintendo and platform Nintendo Switch. It's most likely going to be coming to the Xbox One too, but, yeah, it looks like, according to Amazon, we're going to be getting another Banjo-Kazooie game. And this is another thing I don't see much people bring up, and this is kind of, confusing why. Paul Mashakik, which is, I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm sorry. He is a Rareware employee, and on his Twitter bio, this is what it used to say. It said, very long-time developer at Rare Limited. Battletoads, Donkey Kong, Banjo-Kazooie, Viva Pinata, Sea of Thieves, and Banjo-Threeie. So yeah, it says Banjo-Threeie right there. And if you can see, Rare actually noticed this reply, and then Rare actually responded to his bio, and then Rare was like, Paul, and then Paul responded back saying, it took weeks for anyone to notice. I've lost track of all the Easter eggs I've left over the years. That is actually crazy that he accidentally slipped in Banjo-Threeie. Another thing is that there's been a whole lot of, Banjo-Kazooie merchandise over the last few weeks. There's the Stubbins plush, the other plushes, and figures and stuff, the Totaku figures. A whole lot of Banjo-Kazooie merch has been coming up over these past few weeks and months. So it really begs the question is, why is all the random merch coming? Personally, I do not think all of this random promotion went towards Banjo and Smash. I don't think they'd go this extra mile just to have all these plush toys and figures all for a Smash DLC character. I personally think that, we're going to be getting a new Banjo-Kazooie game. And if you notice, if you look at the DLC characters that they already added, Joker and the hero, the main alt for hero, comes from our new games. Joker comes from Persona 5, which was from 2016, which is relatively new, and Hero comes from Dragon Quest XI, the main alt for Hero, which came out in 2017, I believe. Banjo-Kazooie is a bit different, because Banjo-Kazooie is the first DLC character represented in Smash that is not from a new game, and yet from a pretty old game from 1998, and got a sequel in 2000. So Banjo is kind of the outliner here, where he's the only DLC character represented that doesn't really have a new game under his belt. So, that begs the question, if all these characters are from new games, then could we be seeing a new Banjo-Kazooie game? I think that's pretty likely. So, now that I went over all of that supposed evidence that we could be getting a new Banjo-Kazooie game, I want to talk about the likelihood of what we could be seeing out of a Banjo-Kazooie HD remake, Banjo-Threeie, or Rare Replay coming to the Switch. So I kind of want to talk about that, and what I think is more likely, and what I want to see more. First up, a Banjo-Kazooie HD remake of, the original game, but, remade from the ground up for newer players. Um, you know, um, for newer players to experience these games. They could have a collection, because this is kind of 2017, like, these recent years have been kind of the comeback of 3D platforming collectathons, especially 2017. That was, like, the big return of that genre, because we've had, like, Yooka-Laylee, A Hat in Time, Mario Odyssey, and even the Crash Bandicoot N. Sane Trilogy, which is a remade collection of the first 3 original Crash Bandicoot games. But now, could we be seeing Banjo-Kazooie next? Because I think it would make a whole lot of sense to remake Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, because they did that with Crash Bandicoot. They've been doing a lot of that with a lot of older games, bringing them back into the spotlight with remakes. I think that makes a whole lot of sense, because if you want to, come back into the spotlight, that's a good way to do so. This might come as a surprise to you, but this is actually my most wanted thing out of, a Banjo-Kazooie comeback we could see. I don't really want a Banjo-Threeie right away. I more so want a Banjo-Kazooie HD remake, and here's why. A lot of the old Rare employees that used to work on Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie no longer work there. It's a whole different cast of people that work there now, and a lot of people that worked on Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie have left the company. And there's still some people there, but not a whole lot of people that really experienced the classic Banjo-Kazooie games and, what they're supposed to be. And really, if you go back and look at the other Rare games that, the Banjo-Kazooie games that the new Rare bought by Microsoft made, then yeah, you get Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts. That was the first actual Banjo-Kazooie game made for an Xbox system, like directly made for an Xbox system, and that game wasn't that good in my opinion. In my opinion, it was a good game, but it wasn't a good Banjo-Kazooie game. It wasn't really the comeback and, comeback for the Baron Bird that we really wanted. So I think that, honestly, in order for them to really understand how to make a true Banjo-Kazooie remake, they should really just remake, a Banjo-Kazooie 3E. They should just really just go and remake Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie as a collection, release those, and then make a Banjo-Threeie, so then that they can have a little experience with the series. That's honestly what I want more, but I could understand. I would like a Banjo-Threeie, but I would rather have, them make a Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie remake, so that they can actually get some experience with the series and how to make an actual proper sequel to the series. Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts doesn't really show me that they're ready to make a sequel, because that game just wasn't good, in my opinion, as a Banjo-Kazooie game. It was a good game, but it wasn't a good Banjo-Kazooie game. And what they really should do is just take the time, remake the original classics, and then focus on a sequel. That's what I would rather have them do, but I would love to see a Banjo-Threeie, though, as long as I'm confident enough in them that they are able to do so. However, Banjo-Threeie, do I think that's more likely than a Banjo-Kazooie HD remake? Honestly, yes. Because, I mean, the guy that works at Rare literally posted Banjo-Threeie, and Rare Limited actually responded to them saying, Paul, so they know that he messed up. Honestly, like, that's pretty much almost confirmation. The only thing left is for them to actually show it. I'm just a bit worried, because I'm not sure I'm confident enough in the new Rareware to actually make a new Banjo-Kazooie game. I really wish they made a Banjo-Kazooie HD remake first, but I could see them wanting to go right into a sequel, and it does look like that's what they're gonna do. I just really hope that they can actually make a faithful remake to the original classics, not just like Nuts and Bolts 2. I really hope it's not Nuts and Bolts 2. If they want to make a Nuts and Bolts-like game, they should just have it be a new IP, but I really hope they make it a traditional Banjo-Kazooie game where you actually collect stuff and not build cars. I really hope that's the next Banjo-Kazooie game and the next thing for them. And next up, Rare Replay on the Switch. I actually think this is more likely than people think. Microsoft and Nintendo's relationship has been on point lately, and it further proves that point with a Microsoft character, aka Banjo-Kazooie, obviously, being in Smash. I mean, Microsoft is open to pretty much anything at that point. So I think they might want to, actually port a lot of the Rare classics from, the N64, the SNES, and, bring it up to the Switch, and I think that would be really amazing to see. I would want a Rare Replay port on the Switch. I actually think this is pretty likely. This is probably even more likely than a Banjo-Kazooie HD remake, in my opinion. I could definitely see Nintendo doing something like this. And Microsoft doing something like this too, and I really hope it happens because, man, I would just love to, play the original classics, like, not just like a remake, but, like the original versions on the Switch and on the go. That'd be an amazing experience. And I can also experience games like Conker's Bad Fur Day, which is another one of my favorite Rare games. GoldenEye, Perfect Dark. I actually don't think GoldenEye was in Rare Replay, but Perfect Dark, all of those classics, Battletoads, I definitely see being possible for being ported to the Switch. I mean, Microsoft and Nintendo's relationship have been really good lately, so this wouldn't surprise me at all if they decided to do that. But honestly, what I think is more likely is that they probably might be making a sequel to Banjo-Kazooie, which I am down with, but I just hope that I hope that I'm confident enough that they can make a faithful sequel, because with Nuts and Bolts, it didn't really show that to me. So I really hope that they can actually make a faithful sequel, and not one of those like experimental sequels. Like, make an actual collectathon Banjo-Kazooie game. That's what's gonna make me happy more than anything, because I've been waiting for that for like a long time. So please make it happen, Rare. Please. So anyways, what do you guys think? Do you guys think a Banjo-Kazooie sequel is going to be coming up soon? And what are your hopes for, like, the return of Banjo-Kazooie? Let me know in the comments down below, and I would love to hear it. Anyways, this has been Enigma, and peace. See you next time.